Hey everybody, Patrick here with Rap 4. It is March 11th, 2013, and this is Monday Night Paintball. Alright guys, time for some paintball news and industry trends. PSP has an updated rulebook for the 2013 season. Most of these rules have to do with overtime or added security for players, but one interesting tidbit is that now you can pick up paint off the field and reuse it. Now you can play paintball through Twitter. Now iStrategy Labs is a company that came out with Paint Bot, which is a paintball gun aimed at a whiteboard and it's hooked up to Twitter. All you have to do is hashtag #ISL Paint and you will cause this paintball marker to make a mess that you won't have to clean up. Pretty interesting.
We're at iStrategy Labs and we have the ISL Paint Bot, a custom modified paintball gun that uses tweets to fire paintballs at a whiteboard. You just use the custom hashtag that's there on the board and it will fire. We're going to demonstrate using a tweet so that you can see what happens. And there it is.
The Department of Land and Natural Resources is using paintball markers from helicopters to fire herbicides into the Hawaiian landscape towards specific plants to try to rid them from affecting the local habitat. The chemical that they're firing was developed by James Leary from the University of Hawaii's College of Tropical Agriculture and Human Resources, and they found it's actually a very cost-effective way of delivering the herbicide to the landscape. And these special rounds are actually being made by Nelson Paint Company. PSP Dallas is March 14th through the 17th, and the trade show there is free to enter, but if you want to watch the tournament, you're going to have to buy some tickets online. Now it's $10 per adult per day or $35 for all 4 days. Please note that these tickets are not mailed. You'll need to print them off at time of purchase online.
Welcome back to Rap 4, Omar Macy here. Very exciting news, DMAGs are finally released. I want to talk to you about what they are, what they aren't, how to load them, and what to expect from the DMAG, and just basically we're going to run through all of it. So we have the 14 round release at this point and the 20 round. Of course it's really a 7 round and 7 round and 10 round and 10 round, but many of you already know that already. Alright, loading is very simple. You just basically take your projectiles, paintballs, top load them. Again, this will fit more than the 10 or more than the 7 in the short one, but don't load it anymore. You'll be defeating the whole purpose of this actually locking down at the bottom and not putting any pressure on the paintball. So just a little tip there. Okay, once you load your 10 paintballs, all you gotta do, give it a little tap, and that actually locks down the bottom of the follower. Okay, and so now the paintballs no longer have any pressure on them. And that's pretty much it as far as loading paintball or pretty much like reball or any other projectile. And of course this magazine, as stated before, it will not release the paintballs. You can't accidentally do any, lose them or anything until it goes into the magazine well of the corresponding marker. Of course as of this moment, it's only the MKP2 or MKP1 models that are out. And of course there's a schedule out there showing each and every release date for the following magwells. Again, the way this works is that the magwell will have basically a activation bar that when it goes into the magwell, it will release the ball, the projectiles, paintballs, or anything else. Okay. Once again, very useful tip. If you want to lock it down, load only the 10, give it a tap, and that's it. Okay. All right. For the first strike rounds or any shape projectiles, the 1-to-1 round, this or anything else, you can definitely load them from the top. Okay. But it is a little tight because of our shutter door or paddle. So there is another method to do this. You can actually pull out the tab altogether. There's 2 tabs that come off the side, and you can just go ahead and load all your rounds. It actually kind of holds pretty well. And then once you load your rounds, just pop the tabs back in, make sure they're aligned properly, and you're ready to go. I mean, that's as simple as it is. Again, oh, okay, it's a little rough there, but anyway, you can see how once it's released, it's ready to go again, and you have no problems. All right, that's pretty much it on the DMAGs in operation. There's really not much to it. That's how it works. We can get into later in your user manual perhaps how to take them apart. It's just basically releasing these 2 tabs, but we'll go ahead and leave that for another time. Something else I want to mention to you. I know a lot of you are going to get these magazines and want to go out there and immediately shoot first strikes. Well, you can. but again, I've stated before that the stock Phenom bolt is not designed to do first strike rounds. So what you want to do is either wait for a well-known company to make a bolt for you guys. You know, we're nudging some people out there, but basically you need a tapered tip of the bolt to shoot first strikes in a very efficient manner. That's not saying that we can't do it. We showed a video once before doing full auto with first strikes. We've shot them, but occasionally you clip the fins and it can cause some kind of problems. So just be mindful of that. But there you go. DMAGs, ready to go? Thank you very much.
Hey, what's up fellow MacFed paintball players? It's Koosh with the Voiceless MacFed Squad, and I'm here in my workshop today to give you guys a tactical tip for this week's Monday Night Paintball. In this episode, I'm going to be going over how to keep your tactical gear clean and stain free. That includes your BDUs, your vest, your boots, your battle belt, and all the pouches that go on it. So in today's paintball world, there's an upward trend of MacFed paintball only games, which allow paintball players like you and I to invest in some high-end gear, such as the USMG line of vest on Rap4's website, or some of the loadouts you see up here. And as you can see, this is my saw loadout with 100 round pods and secondary mags and a box mag pouch, and I keep everything pretty clean. Here's a open top loadout for fast reloads, and a lot of guys ask me, how do you say tacticouche, which is tactical but my version. And my answer to them is it's a combination of preventative measures and combined with a thorough cleaning solution. And I'm going to share that with you guys. Hopefully it works for you, and you guys can, you know, take advantage. So what I like to use is, for preventative measure, is Scotch Guard. Scotch Guard is a protective fabric protector that you guys can get at Walmart for $5 to $7, relatively cheap. And this allows you to you know, have an upward hand whenever you get hit and you want to clean your stuff. So this prevents your fabric from holding the paint, holding the actual stain. I like the foam kind, which is more hardcore for carpet. This, although more heavy duty, it's not something you can use right away before you step on the field. This is something that you have to spray the foam on your gear and let it sit there and dry. It will make your stuff wet. So allow at least an overnight, let it dry overnight. That's the best way. And always take off your MOLLE gear before you spray, because you might get hit off the side and it would stain behind it, and you've missed it probably when you sprayed it if your gear is already braided. The second bottle here is the spray kind. That was the foam kind. This is the spray kind. This is a quicker, drier drying method that you guys can keep this in your gear bag if you forgot to you know, spray your gear and you just washed it, or you bought something new, or one of you guys bought something new. You guys can just pull this out, spray it, give it a couple minutes, it'll dry right away, and it would sort of give you the upper hand in dealing with stains. And you can use this stuff on all kinds of fabrics. You know, just make sure you test it in a corner, make sure it doesn't have a bad reaction, and it never does. I use this on my boots, on my vest, on my pouches, any other, you know, heavy duty fabric. I don't use it on my clothes because I usually just hand wash the stains out before I throw them in the wash. So go ahead and purchase this and let me know if this helps you guys. So we're switching to the solution kind, to actually getting the stain off once you actually get hit. The cleaning solution that I use is just a combination of, you know, dealing with it right away, and again dealing with it right away when you get home. So when you get hit on the field, if you have time to go to your car, I usually have, you know, borrow my buddy Steve's spray bottle, and I just spray the hit right there at an angle, and I just clean off with a microfiber towel and prevent it from smearing inside the vest or spreading all apart all around it. And when I get home, if there's any shells, broken paintball shells, or any dirt or debris on there, I use an air compressor and I blow everything off. And again, use it at an angle so that you don't push the paint actually more inside the vest. So just use an angle, just sweep it off, and that should be fine. And again, when you have a paint stain, what I like to use is a high pressure jet nozzle. You connect this to a hose and you can tighten this down to a point that it actually shoots like a laser, and it will get very little water on your gear, but it would be at such high pressure that it would just pull everything out, get everything out, and you could collect it with a microfiber towel so it doesn't spread, and get it off. If you don't have access to a hose, you can use just a bottle sprayer, and doing this right away when you get home is the best way. If you wait for it to dry, then you can use the typical toothbrush and water method, but I don't like to use that when it's wet. It's a wet hit because you just smear everything and push everything inside. So if it's dry, if it's old, if it's already stained, use the toothbrush and get it out. So this is my way of keeping my gear clean. Let me know if you guys used it. Let me know if you guys have any other methods of preventing stains, and give us some feedback. I'd love to hear what you guys use, and I'd love to hear your feedback if you used this solution. Go ahead and drop us a line at www.facebook.com/Savoy6Paintball and let us know. Thanks again for tuning in. It's Koosh with Savoy 6 MacFit Squad, and here's Patrick with the rest of the Monday Night Paintball. I'll see you on the field. Out.
Last week I asked you guys if you preferred CO2 or compressed air, and the vast majority of you chose compressed air. And that brings us to this week's topic of discussion, which is, how do you keep your goggles from fogging up? Do you have a dual thermal lens? Do you use the spray? Do you have a fan? What's your method of keeping your line of sight clear out on the battlefield? Go to our Facebook page, it's facebook.com/Rap4USA, and let us know. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Now remember, Monday Night Paintball is your show. We make it from the content generated from our Facebook page, so if there's anything you'd like to see next week's episode, just go to facebook.com/Rap4USA and let us know. Looking forward to hearing from you, and we'll see you out there.